I had the subject of intermittent fasting come into my email box, and the question was stemming from, is and does intermittent fasting work, and is there any negative side effects to it? So I wanted to put this video together so that we could have a conversation and you guys can have a bigger picture about whether it does or does not work, and is it productive or not. Let me start by answering the question, does it work? And the answer is unequivocally yes. If you go into a workout fasted, meaning that you haven't eaten, let's say, for 8 to 12 hours, your body will leverage more stored body fat for the workout. But there's a huge, huge caveat. If you keep the heart rate in zone 2 or below. If you go and you look at the energy matrix, if you look at the idea that what is your fuel source based on your intensity? So when you're out exercising, ask yourself, are you using more stored sugar or are you using more stored fat? So if you go 8, 10, 12 hours without eating, and then you go into a heart rate above zone 2, that is 100% unproductive. Because as you bring your heart rate closer to your maximum, you start to use progressively more and more sugar. Well, if you have been following me for any period of time, look at your body weight in the morning. Notice how you're always 3 to 5 pounds lighter than you were before you went to bed. That's dehydration. As you were sleeping through the night, you've got to respect that your liver was feeding your brain. That allows you to go through all your sleep patterns, REM 1 to REM 3 and back, your circadian rhythm. All of that has been fed by stored glycogen in the system. So stop and think about this scenario and how detrimental it can be. If you're going to do a workout in zone 3 in a fasted state, you're only adding excessive amounts of stress to an already depleted body. It's rested, but when you're looking at what you need to contract a muscle, you need stored sugar, electrolytes, and water. What did you just burn up during the evening? The exact same things. So with that being said, a fasted workout in heart rate zone 2 and below, i.e. a lower intensity where you normally would leverage stored body fat, is a win-win. If you guys go to the description box below, I have a heart rate spreadsheet. I would highly encourage you to use that, because what we've seen is the 220 minus your age, we've seen that be off by as much as 50%. If you look at the ranges that come in on the watches where they put in your age, your gender, your height, your body weight, they're going to create zones. Those are not accurate either. You got to remember, they're essentially putting together in a logarithm for the entire population. You don't fit that mold. You need to know what your specific heart rate ranges are. On the subject of intermittent fasting, you're going to be using heart rate zone 2 as a glass ceiling. Will you leverage more stored body fat? 100%. Now, yet here's another big danger, red light danger. If you're not rested, the stress that you'll get from doing a fasted workout could literally tip the scales. Let's not be remiss in thinking, hey, if I didn't sleep very well last night, if I'm going through a lot of issues at work or at home, intermittent fasting is not going to be the right thing for you. Because if you look at the subject of stress, you're dealing with stress personally, professionally, and then you jump into this athletic realm where now you're trying to add a fasted workout. The stress is going to add up to be too much, plain and simple. Like I said, a heart rate zone 3 and above doing interval work, absolutely useless and very, very dangerous and detrimental. But this question of intermittent fasting, it's funny, I've been doing this for 39 years at the time of this recording, and it's funny how all things come back around. There was a time where we would do super slow, and then there was super setting, and now you have HIIT training, high intensity interval training. When you look at nutrition, they've gone, high fat, low fat, no fat, high protein. Stop with the insanity of it all. Just simply eat fruits, vegetables, and protein. Eat every couple hours. You're eating low glycemic foods. You're stabilizing blood sugar behind the scenes. You have to understand the stress that you're putting on your body. We could do an entire video. Most people are fat because they're stressed to the gills. Sure, there's a small percentage of people who eat too much and the wrong thing. But think about this. If you're watching this video, you probably are taking an active role in responsibility in your health and wellness. And if you're gaining unwanted body fat, look at stress first. So when someone's trying to sell you on a intermittent fasted and or a fasted workout, ask yourself, is your body really prepared to handle that additional stress? If you have to watch the video over again to go back through all those variables, rested, fed, and hydrated, if you don't have all those boxes checked, a fasted workout could be definitely counterproductive, almost to the point of being detrimental. So appreciate your patience. I know time is worth money. I appreciate you giving me the time here today to watch this video. If you happen to have a question or something you want me to dive deep into, please send it to contact@coachrobb.com. Please make sure you subscribe and turn on your notifications, because every morning we're going to be launching a new video, and we want to make sure that we can answer these questions and dive deep into things that, I hate to say it, but the internet is full of a lot of misinformation and a lot of self-serving agendas. So thank you again for your time here today, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow.